Roll call.
Roll call. Paul Cassidy.
Here.
Tanya Hogan. Here. Jerry Golka.
Here.
John DeBoyer.
Here.
Mark Richard.
Here.
Maureen Bory.
Here.
Beverly Rose.
Here.
All right, before we continue, I'd like to amend the budget, not the budget, but the
Agenda.
Agenda.
Microphone, please, can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me anyway, it doesn't project. I'd like to amend the agenda to 1R Hyacinth Island Wastewater Treatment Plan. I'd like to discuss that matter and perhaps take a vote on how we should proceed.
I'll second that.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to make an amendment change,
Hold on, Mark, I can't hear you.
1R,
Vote one.
should be
1S.
1F?
S.
Oh, 1S. OHM come in and provide us an update on the Phase 1, Phase 2 of the ferry.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. All right. Public comments on an agenda item?
Judy Campbell, 6052 St. Pierre, Pearl Beach. And the first agenda item with regard to the library, we're asking for money from the library fund, and I think you have material on that. We also have tonight the head of our library system, Allison Arnold, and when you get to that point, she is going to take a couple minutes to explain the system and how it works and why we're coming to the board for approval for this money. And we're asking for your support on that. Thank you.
Good evening, Mark Coletti. Regarding Agenda Item 1I, I want to publicly express how impressed I am with Roman. Not only did he respond to my complaint within hours, but during our call, he continually stated his desire to, quote, handle this peacefully. Roman has a very difficult job, and the fact that his mindset is to resolve issues positively is admirable. We could use more people like Roman in this community. If Clay Township can waste money on ferry feasibility studies, surely you can find the resources to keep Roman around. Regarding Agenda Item 1Q, this is a blatant attempt by Supervisor Paul Cassidy to cause financial and emotional stress to a private business. For those unaware, Paul Cassidy was a HIDA board member, and HIDA is a direct competitor to Champion Ferry. It is written twice in HIDA's Articles of Incorporation that HIDA members will do, quote, all things necessary, end quote, to achieve their goal of owning and operating a second ferry. HIDA Puppet Cassidy is playing a political game of problem, reaction, solution. He is purposely causing this problem so that Champion Ferry has to react. Obviously, this fence would create an unexpected expense. Thus, the blight claim could cause Champion to raise their rates, which would cause the community to clamor for a second ferry. This whole charade is a poorly disguised attempt to artificially manufacture public support for HIDA. This is no different than if an executive of Pepsi became president and immediately levied taxes solely against Coca-Cola. It is an unethical, Machiavellian tactic to bring down HIDA's competitor in order to make HIDA more popular. Does anyone seriously think a fence that blocks the view of North Channel would bring more people to the island? Where is the data that supports this? Why is it that some private residents cannot install any structure that may block a neighbor's view, but Champion is being forced to build a fence that will block everyone's view? I've heard rumors that Clay Township provides financial support to San Souci Bar to offset the cost of the septic truck. If this is true, then why can't Clay Township compromise with Champion and offer them financial support instead of threatening them with fines? Do we really want to live in a township where the trustees board can pick and choose what businesses win and lose? Furthermore, if you don't like the way something looks, you can look away. It's that simple. After all, engineers know form follows function. Champion Ferry has done its job reliably despite the so-called blight. Claiming this is blight is like getting mad at your mechanic who is repairing your transmission because you don't like that his tools are scattered about. If you claim this is blight, you obviously have never worked in a shipyard. Lastly, shouldn't Supervisor Cassidy focus his energy on more pertinent issues? How about enforcing the golf cart ordinance? How about enforcing drunk driving rules? There is so much drunk and stoned driving on the island during the weekends, you could afford to buy multiple ferries with all the fines. How about Cassidy do his job and find people to occupy the zoning board? He has multiple resumes from qualified candidates resulting from the recent Trustees Board application process. In conclusion, this blight claim is merely a petty attempt to cause financial chaos to Champion Ferry in order to garner support for Haida's second ferry. Any board member who supports this agenda item is either incompetent or a Haida stooge. Thank you.
I just want to, let's set the record straight.
Well, we're not
Yeah,
supposed to
was-
talk,
I
we're
just
not
wanna
supposed
say,
to engage
I
though
was
during
the one
public
that
comments.
Put that on there, not Paul. Paul did not.
Regarding IQ, I just, when you are discussing it, could you, just a few questions I'm hoping you would address, and that is this resolution targeting only one business? Are you singling out one business, which could be seen as discriminatory or retaliatory? And has this gone to circuit court before you've tried to get this resolution? Those are just things that I hope that you can discuss during your discussion. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Robert Coombs, 5643 South Channel.
You want to hold off, because we're going to bring this up, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak then if you'd like. But you could go ahead if you want, Mr. Coombs. But
Well, I think,
I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak.
okay. When we bought San Souci Bar a couple years ago, we were going to go ahead and put in a septic field off-site. And the township came to me and said, why don't we do something for the town? The town has trouble. Why don't we do something to help it? Let's take that property and put in something larger to benefit the city. There's buildings down there and businesses down there that cannot operate or cannot open because of the lack of sewage. So, talking to Artie, we donated the property with the idea that a plant or a larger field would go in. We were working with the health department and we were working with Eagle to make it happen. Well, now here we are. $2 million has been given by the state and it's getting chipped away at. We are no farther along today than we were 2 years ago. This is costing me, the bar owners, myself, and the Schweikarts, $8,000 to $10,000 a month to haul waste. It's that expensive. And we are at the point where we talked earlier today, we have to do something because the bar is operating at a loss. Restaurants are very marginal profit. It's very small. And that cost is doing us in. Now, to move forward, there are ways to do it. If the township isn't interested in doing the algae plant project, a 401(c) can be created, and they could take it and make it happen and be responsible for it, and then the township would act as a pass-through with the funds. That takes it off your backs, puts it on somebody else that would make it happen. Our other options are to continue on, but at a loss. I'm not willing to continue on too much longer. We're discussing doing something with the bar, either make it a private club or scaling it way back or close it entirely. I cannot afford to keep it going. So it's kind of in your court. Where do we go from here? You can give me the property back. I'll put in a field, but then under the agreement I had with Artie and the township was that you would have to reimburse me for all my costs. And as of right now, it's $200,000 to $300,000. So we don't want to go there. So let's come up with a plan and make this thing happen. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
How does a charity organization filter through the LG wheel?
That
401c3? How does that happen?
That would have to, I don't know. Somebody, I was told that could happen. That'd be a way for a nonprofit to make it happen. That I can't answer myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there any other public comment? We'll go to bills payable. We have a motion on that.
Make a motion on bills payable 7/14/25.
You got to say the amount, Jerry.
Of $321,677.58.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All right, we'll do a roll call.
John DeBoyer,
Yes.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard,
Yes.
Paul Cassidy,
Yes.
Jerry Golka,
Yes.
Beverly Rose,
Yes.
Tanya Hogan, yes.
Okay, we have supervisor's report. I'm going to defer that until we discuss another agenda item. So we'll go to the consent agenda. Do we have any
I will
motion
make
on
a
that?
motion to approve the consent agenda with the payroll report from June. The board approved bills from 6/23. The board approved bills from 6/26. The in-between meeting minutes. Jerry Doan's retirement. William Cope's retirement. The Board of Trustees meeting minutes from 6/23. The special meeting from 6/23 meeting minutes. The minutes from the special meeting on 6/26, and the minutes from the special meeting on 6/30.
I will second that.
All right. Any discussion? Take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Unfinished business. The Algonac Clay Library side door replacement.
That's actually new business.
Pardon me?
It's actually the first thing on the agenda
Oh, we
for
have
new business.
yeah.
I will make a motion to approve the Algonac Clay Library side door replacement.
Second.
Any discussion?
And that's with a cost of how much? 1,800?
Algonac already approved it, and usually it's like split, and they were going to come up and we can invite this lovely lady, Allison, up to kind of explain how the library works with the communities.
Go ahead.
Hi, thank you for the few minutes that you've given me to talk about the library system. My name is Allison Arnold. I'm the director of the library system. I have been the director now for 13 years. And I have to say that the Algonac Clay Library Branch is one of the diamonds that we have in our arsenal of libraries across the county. The relationship that we have with the city of Algonac and with Clay Township is that we have a partnership to provide library services. Between the township and the city, the building is provided and maintained so that the library system can provide expertise, materials, and technology to your residents and visitors to your area. As it stands right now, this door that we're asking about is a heavy metal door. It's been a few years that it has been aging quickly, and the staff have had some difficulty getting it locked and alarmed appropriately, which of course then makes the safety of the building and the contents of the building in question. So it's important that we work with the advisory board, of which 3 members are appointed by this body and 3 members are appointed by the city of Algonac, and Ms. Campbell is one of those members. They've been working with our staff quite closely and have identified that this door does need to be replaced. So yes, a portion of the cost would be taken on by the township and a portion of the cost would be taken on by the city. Do you have any questions?
How soon will it be in place?
That I would have to defer to Ms. Campbell. How soon would the work be done?
So if you ordered it tomorrow,
We're prepared to start it as soon as we get the approval. The estimate is attached because we went ahead and got estimates before. And the company that's going to do it did some work for the library just a few months ago in replacing the back door for the patio that was put in.
So upon approval by this body, because it has been approved by Algonac, we would let the vendor know, and he would start as soon as he could get us into his list of jobs.
So it's about 930 for us and 930 for Algonac, right? 1855?
Yes.
Yes.
And there's a library fund, there's money in the fund to cover this.
Okay, great.
So it's not coming from your general budget, but anything over 1,000 taken out of that fund, we have to get the approval of both.
Okay.
normally we would have 3 quotes, but on a small project that we have, I don't find it necessary to use.
Not worried.
Okay.
It's a fair price.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve.
Tanya already made it, right?
Well,
Yeah.
We already did?
Yep, we already got a motion on the table and a second, so we
Okay.
just
Okay.
need to vote.
Take a vote,
Yeah. Do you want to do roll call, or?
do roll call.
Okay, Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Mark Burchard,
Yes,
Paul Cassidy,
Yes.
Jerry Golka,
Yes.
Beverly Rose,
Yes.
Tanya Hogan, yes, John DeBoyer.
Yes.
Go to 1B, Department of Public Works hire, M. Campbell, Madison Campbell as utility 2 personnel labor.
I will make the motion to hire M. Campbell as the utility 2 personnel / laborer for the Department of Public Works.
I'd like to second that.
support.
Any discussion?
You go by M or Madison?
Madison,
We're just going to call her M from now on.
right?
Just checking.
Have you been working in this job that you're, already, that you're going to be taking?
I did summer help last year, and I've been summer help this year, but, you know, I've listened to the guys talk about stuff, and they've shown me stuff here and there, but
She's a very hard worker, I can tell you that.
I know she is. Good. Okay.
Anything else? All right, we'll have a vote. Everybody in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome to the club.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
7308 Joe Char Road, requesting to move forward to Circuit Court.
I will make the motion to move forward to Circuit Court for the address of 7308 Joe Shard Road.
Any second?
I'll second that.
All right, discussion. I do know we read your
Okay.
synopsis. We know the effort you've put forth. Is there any questions that anybody?
Do we need any clarification on this, Roman, or?
He
No,
gave
it's
us
per-
quite a synopsis.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to add to that?
I still haven't had any contact from their attorney or anything like that, so definitely would like to proceed forward.
All right,
Goes back 2 years, 2023, so it's...
And once they do a little bit of work, it makes it difficult, but once that communication and that completely shut off, and me and Paul have been working pretty good with this, and we still haven't got any correspondence towards it.
Okay.
Enough documentation here if you got, you did a
Yeah.
great job.
Thank you.
okay. I don't think we need a roll call. Just all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks, Roman.
We have the presentation, Mosquito Control Strategy Community Update.
I didn't even get that.
You have a table.
I think we can plug this in over here, he said. Should be an HDMI right there. Grab that remote there. And you should be good to go. John, can you drop that screen down behind you, please? Switch right there. There you go. You should be all set. You should hook up automatically.
Figured it out.
Okay.
I'll hit the lights or no?
Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. One second, guys, I'm sorry. Okay. All right, well, I hope it doesn't try to play through. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ben Seago. I'm the general manager with APM Mosquito Control. Joe Zanetti's here with me as well. We are a municipal mosquito contractor. Joe helps out in the lab. He does all the arbovirus surveillance. We do a lot of townships and cities around the state. And we met Jerry at the Michigan Township Association meeting, and we're here to give a general presentation, talk about mosquitoes. And I'm sure you guys have one specific mosquito problem, and we know a little bit about them. I'll try to keep it short and sweet without getting too thick into biology and all that stuff. We'll just get right into it here. And if there's questions, you can hold them to the end or fire away while we're going. APM was established in 1986. We are family owned and operated. We currently contract for over 30 townships and cities throughout the state. All the programs are tailored to the needs of the communities. And we also service golf courses, homeowners associations. We did some spraying down there for faster horses, which they didn't do this year, but we've been down to MIS. We go as far south as River Rouge. We go all the way up almost to Oscoda. Central northern Michigan is, we've got a hub up there as well. Here's a brief gloss over some of our current municipal accounts. We're in Genesee County, Fenton Township, Fenton City, Linden, Mundy, City of Burton, Gladwin County. We've got a lot of townships and cities up there, Beaverton, Gladwin area. Unionville, we service Caseville and Seaboing, which is really where we saw our first exposure to these cattail mosquitoes, which is what you guys have out here, I'm certain, in droves. So we do cover a wide service area. In general, each hub services the local townships and cities around there. So humans have been at war with the mosquito for a very long time. There are writings in Roman literature about seasonal fevers. Okay, malaria literally shaped the course of human development on the continent, especially here in Michigan. Most of the thumb area was completely, you couldn't live there. Native Americans would come out there in the fall for hunting, but it was all swamp ground and it was riddled with malaria, which kind of turned into the Saginaw Bay Initiative. The Dutch came over and diked everything out into the Saginaw Bay. All right, so, and that kind of leads into where we're at today, integrated mosquito management. Number one is source reduction. So if you get rid of the problem, you get rid of the source, you get rid of the mosquitoes. In the thumb, it was ditching and diking everything out to the bay, your swampy marshlands. It can be as complicated as that, or it could be as simple as turning over a bucket in someone's yard, a wheelbarrow, a boat tarp full of mosquito larvae. Get rid of the source of breeding grounds, and that's number one. Past that, you have surveillance and physical control, source reduction, larval and biological control. There are soil bacteria products that are very effective in killing mosquito larvae. Big proponents for that. They are overall environmentally friendly, and they are very specific to mosquito larvae. And then you move into adult control. When you have adults flying around, you pretty much have to spray for them, and you can do that out of planes or trucks is the main thing that we use. So here's some of the services that we offer. GPS mapping, larviciding, that's treating standing water. We do that with fixed wing aircrafts. We do that with drones now. That's been a really popular item. Adulticiding is a fancy way to say spraying with trucks or backpacks. And then we keep tabs on all the populations. There's light traps you monitor, population. I'll show you guys some of that here in a bit. And then citizen location databases, folks that want a heads up if we're going to be in an area. The office staff keeps tabs on all that. So there are about 60 different species of mosquitoes in the state of Michigan. Okay, about 6 of them are what we call notorious people biters. Our company focuses on those 6 species throughout their growth cycle using different products to eliminate as many of them as we can to control populations. They all go through a basic growth cycle from egg to larvae to pupae to adult. Okay? Your biggest problem is one species, and that is the cattail mosquito. The scientific name is Cochleatidia perturbans. You might get a little confused on that one, or just everyone's like, "What did you just say?" We just call it the cattail mosquito. They're very common, distribution all across North America into Canada. We see them in droves up in Seaboing in the Thumb area and up in Caseville as well. So we're pretty familiar with them. They're fascinating and very successful mosquitoes. They infest the shorelines of the Saginaw Bay area. Out here, they would infest the St. Clair River Delta, Phragmites, and cattail habitat. Adult females are very aggressive biters. Only the females are biting, okay? The other mosquitoes in Michigan, a female needs about 3 to 5 blood meals to get enough protein so she can lay her eggs. Cattail mosquitoes need 7 to 10 blood meals. Okay, so they go into feeding frenzies. And they're excellent flyers. Like I said, they're aggressive biters. They are bridge vectors for Triple E and West Nile. This salt and pepper look, I know you guys know what these look like. Right at 10 o'clock, if you're hanging out at On the Rocks out at the Tiki Bar, right when that sun goes down, they are all over. So the main takeaway is how they overwinter makes them really tricky to kill. They overwinter as larvae, okay? So all out in the river delta where your Phragmites are and all your cattail sites, when the ice comes out, there are millions of larvae overwintered sitting and breathing through the cattail roots. You might think I'm crazy, but this is a photo from Dr. Ned Walker Michigan State University. Here you can see these are cattail mosquito larvae attached to the roots of cattails where they breathe. They breathe under the ice through the winter. The main problem is that it's hard to kill them because they don't need to come to the surface for oxygen. Okay. Adults begin emergence mid to late June. This year we're seeing them a little bit later. We're really starting. Typically they peak around 4th of July. Right now we're starting to peak for adult emergence, but basically what you'll have is the adults biting you now. The females will go lay her eggs out in the Phragmites. Eggs will hatch out, and then they will turn to larvae early fall. And then September, October rolls around, starts getting cool. Larvae will burrow down into the mud and attach themselves to cattail roots. They will be, insect hibernation is diapause, so they will overwinter as larvae. The following year, ice melts, larvae detach themselves, and they complete their growth cycle, where you see new adults mid to late June typically, but populations peak around the 4th of July. Still the same egg to larvae, pupae to adult, but typically you don't think of treating for mosquitoes in September because they're kind of going away. The main important thing is in order to treat for larval populations, you have to target September. Okay. Vectolex FG is a very effective mosquito larvicide. It's a soil bacteria product. It is a 30-day product. So you treat your frags with, our recommendation is going to be with drones. But if you can get Vectolex FG into your Phragmites in September, the data is there. You got about a 92% kill rate. Okay. They will eat, it's a soil bacteria product. The larvae will actually ingest that soil bacterium and they eat until they implode. It forms crystallizing spores in their digestive tract. The tricky part is delivery, okay? In a perfect world, you have a helicopter out there, but you have large stretches of frags, as you guys know, and so getting out there is the difficulty. We tried using an airboat up in Seaboing. We tried using an Argo. We got them both stuck. And we finally got the drone project off and going, and it's working really well. So you have a lot of sheer volume of habitat out here. Just from clicking around on the computer, using some mapping software, I got close to 6,000 acres just from preliminary looking, seeing what's going on. And it is expensive. Okay, 140-pound bag is about $300, and that's our cost. And you have to lay it on pretty heavy. You're about 8 to 10 pounds per acre to be effective, to penetrate that vegetation. So the drawback is sheer product cost, truly. APM Aerial Solutions is our little project that we took on a couple winters ago, and we went through all of the FAA, I should say crap to go through. We got the drone, and it just took forever. We kept waivers and authorizations, and we finally were able to obtain our agricultural operating certificate this past February. It was a long process. The state wasn't as bad, but the federal government's very strict on who is allowed to go out and apply what they call economic poisons. Okay? So anyways, we obtained our operating certificate. We have all our state and federal licenses. All pilots are Part 107 licensed. Everything's additionally insured. We've got a couple drones. One's a little mapping drone, and one is a bigger spreader drone. And we use it to carry granule. This Vectel XFG I'm talking about is a granular product. So you go out with the spreader system, and we treat Phragmites. We treat woodland pools, we treat swamps. But for cattail mosquitoes, you're wanting to treat Phragmites. I hope this works. This is a little video from Seaboing. It may take a minute to kind of zoom in. It's a little blurry. But down here you can see the drone. This is up in the Wildfowl Bay area, up in the thumb of Michigan near Seaboing. And we are treating frags for that. What they had was a terrible cattail mosquito infestation. The range is excellent. We're set up back here behind that wood line. So, I mean, you're able to get out almost a mile from where you're controlling that drone at. It really has come a long way in just a few short years. Here's another little clip. I think you guys pretty well get the picture, but the volume of habitat was hard to get into, but now this makes it really easy. You have, everything's calibrated. You have your exact pounds per acre according to the label requirements. And that spreader system and the remote controller, you're mapping out an area, and all you're doing is standing there, and that drone is going out and it's flying itself. So you're there to monitor chemical and battery output, really, and have a visual observer. So here is a normal distribution for cattail mosquitoes up in Seaboing. All right, adults hatch out in waves starting mid to late June typically. This is last year in Seaboing. You'll see a spike, and then they kind of go away. And then you'll have another spike. So every 7 to 10 days, you get a fresh adult emergence. They will emerge in waves, typically peaking around the 4th of July. So it's kind of a bell curve, but you have ebbs and flows along your bell curve. So where we started in Seaboing back in 2019, I don't know if everybody can see, this side is female mosquitoes, okay? We have light traps, and we have guys that basically go collect them and count them. When we started back in 2019, we had 14 different instances up here at the Bay Street trap where we are over 200 female mosquitoes. Okay, last year in Seaboing, we did not get over 150 female mosquitoes at that same trap. It's a process. It does work. It is not an eradication program. Okay, mosquitoes will be here long after we're all gone off Mother Earth. Mosquitoes and cockroaches will be here, but there are ways to knock them down and get them to what I call a bit of a carrying capacity. They're not as bad for as long, is essentially what happens. After adults emerge, you have to spray for them. ULV truck spraying is what we do. It's ultra low volume. Okay. Sprayers are mounted in trucks, and you spray townships. They're divided into routes. You're talking about a permethrin product. The actual amount of active ingredient comes out to about a shot glass size over the course of a football field. So you're at 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces to the acre is what we're using as active ingredient is permethrin. Most of it's mineral oil. 92% of that is mineral oil is the carrier. So But applications target active adult mosquito populations, so you have to be spraying when these things are active to knock them down. Adult cattail mosquitoes are 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. like clockwork. Weather's a major factor. Okay, label's the law for all of the things that we're doing. Winds have to be less than 10 miles an hour. It cannot be raining, and your temps have to be above 55 degrees. All right, so your Mother Nature is the real boss when it comes to planning all your spray missions. But all the trucks are GPS tracked. We've got tablets in them. Shows your shutoff zones. Shows this is a city border over here. We're able to pre-record routes. We do have a lot of shutoffs. They could be beekeepers. They could be organic farmers. Folks that just they don't want anything to do with us, and those are entered in. That shutoff zone down there in pink is an example, and the drivers are alerted when they're approaching a shutoff zone, and I'm able to go in, or the office staff's able to go in and verify if somebody needs to call and see where a driver was at a certain time. That's all included. Here's some more equipment. We've got some four-wheelers. That's just what a truck sprayer looks like in the bed. The New Jersey light traps, we monitor populations. You basically are counting them out and matching males and females and seeing how many are out there. Those are collected 2 days a week. And Joe heads up most of the surveillance and arbovirus activity at the Flint office. We do have a PCR testing system lab there that allows us to test for West Nile and Triple E. And they're all, basically ran through. And if there was a positive West Nile, that you guys would be notified right away. It's not something to scare anybody, but it does come up. We do have arbovirus activity. So, citizen location database. Any folks that want to be called if we're out spraying before we come out, they would get an automated call. Any folks that live far off the road that have a property or a barn or two-track, they want us to go in and spray around. That's included, and that's part of the off-road program. And then we have shut-offs, of course. Then they would not be sprayed. So all the guys and gals that work in the field are licensed through the Department of Ag and in Commercial Core and 7F categories for mosquito control. All the materials I've talked about are approved by EPA and the Department of Ag for mosquito control operations. And we are a member of the MMCA and the American Mosquito Control Association. I'm trying to be quick, guys. I'm sorry. We'll talk about Clay Township here. You guys have a monster of a project and township really on your hands here. About 8,400 residents, St. Clair River Delta community, swampy marshlands all throughout. You've got literally thousands of acres of cattail mosquito habitat. What we've done in Seaboing is very similar. They go all the way out into Wildfowl Bay and habitat that there just aren't folks living around. So what we've done up there is treat areas near your populated spots. And I'm talking about treating with a drone in the cattails and the Phragmites. You basically target areas where folks live, where your densest populated areas are. And you treat the frags close by because they will be the first mosquitoes to be a nuisance issue for your residents. Okay? This is something we could do. I would say over 1,500 acres, you're looking at a fixed wing aircraft application or a helicopter, truly. There is an opportunity for effective truck spraying on the island and here inland and in the township. But like I said earlier, this is not something you're going to flip a switch and not have mosquitoes anymore. They're going to be here. There will be less of them, and they will be there not as long. But we will knock them back, but I'm just telling you guys, they're still going to be there. There are logistics and regulatory considerations. The Wildlife Marsh, St. John's and out in Harson's, we would need DNR approval if we're going to treat any of that land. It may be tricky truck spraying certain areas of especially out on Harson's, some of those cuts and lanes out there being close to the wildlife refuge. They're way more open to treating standing water, in my experience, than they are having a truck go bombing through the refuge and spraying. Looking at a sectional chart here, we are just outside of the controlled airspace, it appears, for Selfridge. They would likely need to be notified if we were doing any sort of drone treatments, especially out here on Harson's. And then we have Yeah, we've got Class E airspace starting at 700, the shaded magenta line here. So there is controlled airspace at 700. Most of the drone flights were at about 40 feet above ground level. So we'd be well under that, but there would be an approval process for Department of Ag and DNR. We've already worked with DNR up in Wildfowl Bay, and we've gotten approval up there. So like I said, they're typically more open to treating water than they are truck spraying. So this is a possible program timeline. Get in September and treat some of your Phragmites quite a bit. Actually, spring is typically slow because you don't have a whole lot of spring mosquitoes, is what I'm thinking. You got cattail mosquitoes, and they don't really emerge as adults until end of June. So your May, I would imagine, I could be wrong, but I would imagine most of May is pretty calm out here, and it's typically probably just in July, right around sundown, is when they really start hammering you guys. So option A would be a simple starter program focused on treating Phragmites and truck spraying and disease testing and monitoring your populations. Other programs we do include backpacks, party service requests. That's an option as well. Funding is the main thing here, and I know this is just a introductory thing. I don't want to get too carried away, but you guys need to know what you're up against, and the volume of the habitat and the product cost is the main issue. I just said issue sheer volume. And price considerations at $100 an acre. All right, if we're going in around the 8 to 10 pounds per acre mark, our actual product cost is about $65 to $70 just to treat 1 acre at about 10 pounds per acre. Okay, so when you go and treat 4,000 acres, it adds up very quickly. The drone would be a good option to target certain areas around your populated areas. So there are logistics on truck spraying on the island as well. We'd have to transport trucks and materials. I think the ferry runs pretty much every hour all summer long, so just staging some equipment, that's stuff we can figure that out. But timing is the main thing here. Timing and funding is really what you guys want to do. How quickly do you want to try to do something, if you want to do something at all? And that's where we would come in. So like I said, Phragmites drone treatment, we're at $100 an acre. And most of that's all product cost. Light traps are $2,500 each. This is our pricing information, obviously. To test a adult mosquito pool, we're at $300 for West Nile virus testing per pool. Our backpack applications are about $85 a site. Spray miles, $50 a mile. But you guys, if you wanted to really target that Phragmites habitat out there, you're easily north of 200K. Easily.
You said 6,000 acres, 100 an acre is 600,000.
Correct.
So
I'm not talking about doing all of it. I'm looking at 1,000 to 1,500 acres, and that would get you enough. You're in the 100 to 150K range for treating water, and the rest you'd put into truck spraying, trapping, and disease testing. Because like I said, when you look at the volume that you have, that's a sticker shot. Who's going to pay $500,000 for a mosquito control program?
What's it going to do to the water? The poison?
The soil bacteria is specifically toxic to mosquito and black fly larvae. So we treat nature preserves up in Caseville, Sandpoint Nature Preserve. It is not harming any other aquatic organisms. Truck spraying is killing insects that are mosquito size and smaller that are flying at the time of application. So we run into it a lot. I'm sure a question may come up about bees. Permethrin is highly toxic to bees, okay? When we spray at night, bees are in their hives. We have beekeepers on our off-road list. We've been doing this for almost 40 years. We have never taken out a beehive. But permethrin is highly toxic to bees. So
It's not going to hurt our water supply for drinking or kill the animals, the fish, people?
No, ma'am. No. No. So we do, like I said, we offer one-year programs to see if we're a good fit for each other. We've done that for a lot of areas. I've got references in those folders. I'd encourage you guys to call Caseville, call Seaboing. They're very similar in that they have a lot of summer tourism and traffic and folks outside. And Wildfowl Bay Marsh up there in Fairhaven and in Caseville is similar
missing my
to what we're dealing
folder?
with out here, so.
I didn't get a folder.
Okay?
Is that yours?
Federal funding available for this? If you find West Nile here and be under like,
There's a group called SISMA that does, oh my gosh, they're, yeah, they do invasives. But I'm not aware of any state funding that does like municipal mosquito pro. A lot of times, folks or townships or cities will give us a shot and put it up for a millage vote. That's typically how it goes. And see if you guys like us, if we like each other, great, we can work together. We've been in areas for 30 years in Fenton Township, but there's other spots where we're not a good fit. And that's why we don't believe in long-term contracts. We don't want you guys on the hook for a 4-year contract if we don't like each other. And that goes both ways, so.
How long has Clinton Township been using you guys?
What's that?
How long has Clinton Township been using you guys?
We do not contract for Clinton Township.
Oh, I thought you said you did. Okay.
No.
So the Vectolux FG is for larva, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the permethrin
Is an
is
adult
for adults?
Yep.
And on the permethrin, what is your rate, volume of product per acre when you spray?
When we're targeting cattail mosquitoes, I like to be at 1.5 ounces to the acre. The label is 1 to 3 ounces to the acre. 1 is a little light, and when you get up to 3, you can only cover about 8 or 9 spray miles until you're out of chemical. You got a 15-gallon tank, so.
But that's your consistent application, 1.5 ounces per acre?
Yes, sir, yeah. The speed of the vehicle, the technology adjusts to your speed of the vehicle, so you're consistently put out. The trade name for the product is Control 44 with a K.
And what's the research on how that affects any other insects, other than mosquitoes or bees?
The research they did, MSU did a lot for child playground equipment, and basically where they got was you don't have a residual. When your truck's spraying at night, you are knocking down insects that are mosquito size and smaller that are active. So the next day, by the first hour of sunlight, that product is all gone. So the main problem with bees is a residual product on flowering plants. So
that's an instant kill for the mosquitoes? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, it takes about 20 seconds or so. It's a nerve agent, yeah.
The nerve agent.
Yep. The droplets, you're looking at 25 micron droplets. For any guys in the ag world that may be here that sprays fields, those are your driftable fines. Ultra low volume, your label is 15 to 25 micron droplets. So the human eye can't ever, all you see coming out of a truck is mineral oil. The actual insecticide, the active ingredient droplets are very small, so.
What is your kill rate with waterfowl?
Kill rate with waterfowl. We've never had an issue with taking out any waterfowl. It's actually that product, Vectolux FG, if you look at it, I should have brought some in. They apply that soil bacteria product to a crushed up corn kernel. So the corn kernel is the carrier. So I duck hunt too. And I love it. And I basically look at it like we're going out and killing larvae and we're feeding the ducks. It's a crushed up corn kernel is what the product is. So
these mosquitoes, they fly, what, 1 to 3 miles?
Joe, is it up to 5 miles?
These particular cattail mosquitoes, 1 to 5 miles.
1 to 5 miles.
Which is a long way from one little tiny mosquito.
Right.
And you figure that too, that each of these.
But they fly towards food sources.
Well, yeah, the female is seeking out a host to feed on.
Right. So, I mean, we'd have to spray a large area.
Basically what you do,
You can't spot spray.
no, you're talking about,
We're gonna have to do different style.
you're talking about, we're talking about two different things. If you're treating the frags with the drone,
Right.
you hit your populated areas. Once the adults emerge, the entire township, all the roads on the island and all the roads inland get sprayed on routes.
Right.
Yeah, you're not selecting, it's all the borders of the township.
Right. But they're in places where you can't get to spray.
Well, the adults will find you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
She had a question too. Does the spray affect
Dragonflies, fireflies?
It is toxic to fireflies.
Yeah.
It is. Dragonflies, we've not had a problem, but they are fireflies are highly sensitive.
Yeah.
So that's a weird thing. I just had a long conversation about that. It's basically those populations ebb and flow so much year to year. But I know permethrin's toxic to them, and I know they're sensitive. So yeah.
What about frogs? Frogs eat a lot of mosquitoes.
Yeah, we don't have when you're treating water, like I said, with that soil bacteria product, we go right into organic farms. We go right into wildlife refuges and nature preserves. It's the main concern is truck spraying with adulticide for either marijuana farms up north, organic bean farms in the thumb, organic gardens. So, any other questions?
I got to, recent research has indicated that fireflies are on the decline. So I would hate to see any more of them die because of the application.
Yeah, I would challenge you by saying that their populations ebb and flow year to year drastically. There is zero correlation with what we're doing and firefly populations because they're not an economic insect. The studies and there's no real studies on fireflies as far as populations go. Mostly because they're here and gone for so quick.
Well, I did say recent research.
Yeah.
So.
No, I've read some of it too. I'm not saying that what we spray wouldn't kill fireflies, because it would. But
What about the fish flies?
any insect mosquito size is smaller.
Well, like the larvae, and they're the same thing. They go into the water and then they come out.
Yeah. The soil bacteria, that Vectolex will kill diphrins, they say, so two-winged insects. So mosquito and black fly larvae. But I don't know that they hatch out of frags. I don't know where a lot of them come from drains and canals.
Bottom of the lake.
Bottom of the lake, okay. So yeah, we're not going out and treating, Anchor Bay. We were talking about frags, so. Other questions? Thanks for letting us come in.
Thank you.
And Jerry, if you guys have you guys want to chit chat, I've got all kinds of time and info. Thanks for letting us come in and bore you to death about cattail skeeters.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for the education.
Yep.
I only got bit once this year.
You've been inside. You've been inside.
We'll go to 1E, Police Academy recruits, Matt Couch, Madison Bay, $13,000, Police Academy. Chief would like to put 2 people through the academy, and that's the requested amount, $13,000.
Got it in the budget,
It's in the budget.
yeah.
How often do we do this?
Good evening.
How often have we done this, Chief? He's our AV guy, too. How often have we done this?
A little bit of everything. What's that?
How often have we done this $13,000 for 2 officers?
Only a few times. But the problem you have right now is, you're not finding anybody.
Okay.
And it's not just us. There's over 7,000 vacancies in Michigan. And that's why you see so many of these larger agencies like Oakland County and that are just offering astronomical packages to try to get people to jump ship and go. And that's where I'm looking is, with this, we can recruit people that are from the area that want to stay in the area, and ones that we believe that we're going to invest in, they're going to make a career out of it here.
Would there be some kind of a contract with them?
Commitment?
The only contract that they have now, MCOL started in 2023, Public Act 44, which stipulates that if we sponsor them through the academy, we pay for everything going through. If they leave within the first year, they have to pay back 100% wages and 100% of all the costs involved in the training. Then it drops 25% each year, up to 4 years. This is something the Michigan Chiefs of Police Association had worked on for several years. Detroit was probably hit the worst with this. They would go in, they'd put them through the academy, they'd be there 6 months, and they'd be gone. And back then, it was illegal to have them sign any kind of contract. So that's where the state actually got on board with this, enacted Public Act 44, and took care of that problem. So helps us out tremendously as far as keeping the people where they're at.
Chief, is this 13,000 total, or?
For the two of them. That's for the training. They do get their
That's
wage.
combined?
They do get paid going through the academy.
But that's for both of them, then?
Yes, that's paying for all the training, materials, uniforms, everything like that. That's got to go with sending them through.
I make a motion to approve enrolling Matthew Couch and Madison Beeth into the Basic Police Officer Academy for a total of $13,000 from line item GL 207-000-960.
Support.
Okay, roll call.
Paul Cassidy?
Yes.
Jerry Golka?
Yes.
Beverly Rose?
Yes.
Tanya Hogan? Yes. John DeBoyer?
Yes.
Maureen Bory?
Yes.
Mark Burchard?
Yes.
1F, ID Networks Maintenance Agreement, $7,810. We have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the $7,810 for the ID maintenance agreement out of line item 207-000-76. 8.00.
Support.
All right, roll call.
Oh, I have a question.
I have a question also.
Yes.
Did you get any other bids on this?
There is no other bids on this. They are our exclusive vendor as of right now. They are the ones that handle all of our computer-aided dispatch, our records management. This is going to be the last year for this because we are going to Clemens. We have to keep this in place right now because we have to do all the data transfer and all of our record transfer. So we've got to keep this in place another year while all that's done because it's going to take several months to get all that put in place.
Is there going to be a cost incentive when we go to the other program?
With Clemens?
Yeah.
It's actually going to cost us a little bit more, but the functionality of it is night and day. That, and it integrates us with all the surrounding communities and counties as well. And the problem is, the company that we're with right now is basically going down the tubes. Like I said, since the owner of the company died, we've watched everything just falling apart. And to try going with anybody else right now, there really is nobody else to go with, other than Motorola, which was something they enacted with the state, and it's pretty much been a train wreck. So with Clemens, it's tried and true.
All right, any other questions? Roll call. Roll call.
You're good? Okay. Jerry Golka?
Yes.
Beverly Rose?
Yes.
Tanya Hogan? Yes. John DeBoyer?
Yes.
Maureen Bory?
Yes.
Mark Burchard?
Yes.
Paul Cassidy?
Yes. All right, Clay Township Police Contract with Ira Township. The only thing I would add to this is, I think the contract calls for an automatic price in that for an additional extension for 24 hours as opposed to what we're doing presently. And my only concern is that we get a little longer contract with them in the event.
That is the purpose of this, and that's already been discussed. They go 24/7. At that point, we will sign a 3-year contract.
Okay.
And that's what they want to do.
Okay.
And regardless, if something happens and the vote doesn't end up going in their favor, they still want to extend the contract regardless. John,
All
keep
right.
them over there by you.
That guy brought the mosquitoes in here.
I brought the mosquitoes.
He's like, I'm going to show these people.
So Chief, if they go to that 24/7 and they decided to back out of it, you have extra officers that you hired, right?
If they try to back out of it?
If they do back out.
Well, and that's the thing, I mean, with the contract, they've got 6 months, and either of us do, as far as that goes. I absolutely do not, I do not see that happening
How long have we
whatsoever.
been contracted with them?
Since 2013.
So it's
Yeah, and we have a very, very good working relationship.
And I can tell you that I spoke to the Ira Township Supervisor today, and they are very, very happy with your service. so.
Which 12 hours do you do now, the day or the evening?
We do from 2 in the afternoon till 2 in the morning. We basically did a study of when our busiest times are, and those are generally our busiest times, is 2 in the afternoon till 2 in the morning.
We have a motion on this?
No.
I make a motion.
Okay.
Support.
I gotta say the motion.
Contract with
The
Ira
contract
Township,
with Ira Township,
police contract.
police contract.
Still support.
All right. Roll call?
Beverly Rose?
Yes.
Tanya Hogan? Yes. John DeBoyer?
Yes.
Maureen Bory?
Yes.
Mark Burchard?
Yes.
Paul Cassidy?
Yes.
Jerry Golka?
Yes.
Go to 1H, police chief contract with Chief Coe. Does anybody have a motion?
I'll make a motion to do the police contract.
Proposed contract?
Propose the contract for police chief, Michael Koch.
I'll support that.
All right, any discussion needed? I assume everyone read it.
How much of an increase is it?
Consistent with the command officers.
Is there any other changes other than wages?
I believe that's all the contract was open for, really, at this point, was just like the wages.
I thought you were only getting like 92 or 95 now. This is for 102,000, almost 103.
No, I was at 100,000.
Oh, okay. All right. It goes to 27.
Any questions?
No.
Roll call vote?
Tanya Hogan? Yes. John DeBoyer?
Yes.
Maureen Bory?
Yes.
Mark Burchard?
Yes.
Paul Cassidy?
Yes.
Jerry Golka?
Yes.
Bev Rose?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to one.
Beverly
Thank you.
Rose.
1I, code compliance contract with Roman Garaga. I don't know if we want to do this, but,
I'm going to make a motion
oh, no.
to approve the code
Okay.
compliance contract for Roman Garaga.
All right.
Support.
Any discussion needed?
Yeah, it says that he's got the increase for 5, which is what everybody else gets in this contract. It just doesn't say what his wages are, dollar figure.
Doesn't say what is what?
She
Well, my
doesn't
current
have
salary
base
is-
wage
What's your salary?
and
I
everything
mean,
else.
I see he's going to get a raise, but I don't know where he's at now.
What's your current annual salary, Roman?
That's a very good question. I think it's
It's
55.7?
Yeah, about 55 off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
I think it was
A
55.7.
perfect example, he doesn't care how much he makes.
It's right
That's
around
all right.
55 off the
Okay.
top of my head.
All right.
So is there a contract in place now?
My contract expired June 30th.
June 30th?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a continuation, though, this wording?
Correct.
Okay.
We had implemented some new verbiage in there.
Is that the red?
Yes.
Yeah.
We kind of had gone through and kind of was a little bit more defined for the role. I know the last contract was just kind of out there, but we had discussed this and fine-tuned it, and what we'd like to see for also the future state.
Are you in any one of the local unions that we have here?
No.
But, I mean, okay.
Can we retract that
All right,
statement?
do you want to take a vote on that?
How many years do you have now? Like 2 years, Roman?
I will have 3 years this November.
Okay.
We want to take a vote on this?
Are we
I'll make
ready
a
for roll
motion
call?
to,
No, we already got one, Mike.
Yeah.
We just need to do roll call.
Yes.
John DeBoyer?
Yes.
Maureen Bory?
Yes.
Mark Burchard?
yes.
Paul Cassidy?
Yes.
Jerry Golka?
Yes.
Bev Rose?
Yes.
Tanya Hogan? Yes.
Okay, we'll go to
Thank you.
1J.
Thanks, Ron.
Earned sick time policy, that's a requirement under the state law now. And our clerk has put together a policy, and I think it really kind of applies only to department heads, really. Because if you're in the union, it doesn't apply.
Part-time, doesn't it?
Yes, and part-time.
And,
So
yeah,
the-
part-time.
Part-time and union heads?
Yeah, the state of Michigan passed a new law that became effective this year in February, that you have to have, every employee you have to have a policy for them to earn up to 72 hours of earned sick time. So this just implements that, so we're in compliance with the state law. Because there wasn't really anything with all the different, but the state law does not count to unions at this time. So this is just bringing us up to par with the rest of
Okay,
Michigan.
I make a motion to accept and put into place the earned sick time policy for Clay Township.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion?
Does it say anything about deputy,
No.
deputies? They're not exempt from this?
Are they?
Well, all of our deputies have
Oh,
full-time
you're right.
jobs,
They're all
so
Okay, all right, good enough.
as long as they're covered under their
Yeah.
contract, which in all their contracts, they do earn sick time.
And they're all union, too.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we'll just take a general vote. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 1K repair M29 at Pearl Beach. I know Lance got 3 quotes. The lesser of the 3 was the one that he's requesting.
This is something that we have to fix in order to make MDOT happy, because we've got some bad dips in the road, right, especially in the middle of the road there, and the shoulder.
So this is due to the water main break there
Yes.
this winter? So it says signage and permit provided by Clay Township, so is there an MDO permit required?
There is a permit, and I don't believe there's a cost for it, being we have a blanket policy with MDOT. I had to prove that to them, and then we got the paperwork together, and I did email it to them, and then we did send them a hard copy also.
Okay. No delay to get a permit then, shouldn't be an issue.
Should be no issues.
How quick can they do this?
Hopefully, I'm going to call them as soon as it gets okayed by the board, probably tomorrow, and we'll see what their scheduling is.
All right.
I'll make a motion to repair of M29 at Pearl Beach Boulevard, $17,530 on GL number 590747 and 591747.
I'll second.
We'll do a roll call.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Mark Burchard,
Yes.
Paul Cassidy,
Yes.
Jerry Golka,
Yes.
Beverly Rose,
Yes.
Tanya Hogan, yes, John DeBoyer.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to 1L, Southwater Municipal Utility Authority. They want us to put money into a reserve. I know Mr. DeBoyer
Yes.
voted as a member of that board to do that, and you think it's 100?
Yeah, so when the authority was formed, in the bylaws, it required a reserve operation fund. Actually, it was for, 6 months' worth of operations, and this number that you see here has been reduced down to 3 months. We think that'll be adequate. So our portion is 35% of the total number of that 350, and that's the 122.5. Remember, we had a brief discussion at our budget meeting about, and this is a one-time charge just to establish that fund, and then it goes away.
All right, do we have a motion?
Do we have a motion, John?
Sure, I'll make a motion to
Okay.
approve the Southwater Municipal Utility Authority bill of 122.5, the 35% for Clay Township, to the operating reserve fund.
Support.
All right, roll call.
Jerry Golka,
Yes.
Beverly Rose,
Yes.
Tanya Hogan, yes, John DeBoyer,
Yes.
Mark Burchard,
Yes.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Paul Cassidy.
Yes. All right, we'll go to 1M, UHY invoice, $6,158.97. I know Mr. Galka can speak to this.
Yeah, Tanya, you could probably verify this with me. You remember when Tammy came by in March to go over?
Yep, this was just a bill.
$2,900 though, for the time that she spent, I think that's a lot of money for the March meeting that she had with us. She was only here for a couple
Well,
hours.
I mean, there was multiple phone calls, and it's not just for just that one meeting. I mean, it's like I had talked to her a few times. I know some of the deputies had to get everything really rolling at the beginning of our term. I don't think it's just for that one visit she came out. It's for,
Okay.
quite a bit of work that she assisted us with to get us rolling.
All right, do we have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the UHY invoice in the amount of $6,158.97 coming out of GL line 101-265-805.
Support.
So I got a question. So it says review of general ledger for the period July 1, 2024 to March 31st, 2025. What were they reviewing?
They always, that's something that they do. They go through our general ledger and making sure that we're on track and everything's being recorded properly so we don't get behind.
Apparently, they didn't find anything. Did they find anything wrong?
Tammy came in and met with us and we fixed a couple things, but the majority of it looked pretty good. She worked with us.
All right, roll call?
Beverly Rose?
Yes.
Tanya Hogan? Yes. John DeBoyer?
Yes.
Mark Burchard?
Yes.
Maureen Bory?
Yes.
Paul Cassidy?
Yes.
Jerry Golka?
No.
Okay, we'll go to 1N, Colony Tower Foundation repairs. There was information in our packet on that.
This was something that was going to be funded by the ARPA funds. And what we're looking at is the concrete that they plan on putting on the bottom will not stick to the painted surface that's there. So Mr. Day is here in order to explain this, if there's any questions or concerns.
So this is work that needs to be done to make the work that was already approved work?
Yes.
Okay.
When I received the original packet, I bid on it that way.
Okay.
But after looking the job over, and everything, power washing is not going to take all that paint off, and it's not going to stick to existing plaster. I mean, it's going to fall off. So, and I've talked to a couple engineers and some other people, they totally agree. I hate the township to waste their money on something that's not going to last.
Right.
If you don't put the wire lath on and secure it properly, it's not going to stick. I can guarantee that.
I spoke with Mr. Day on lengthy issues with this, concerning this, and I'm convinced that he needs to do this job right. And not put it on where, 2 years from now it falls off, and we have to go back and do it again.
It's 7,500, the total?
I want to let the board know that it won't be ARPA funds, because there's no ARPA
I was
funds
gonna
left. That'll be
say,
out of the
yeah.
general fund.
Okay.
So it is,
7530.
that's the additional fee?
Yes.
Or
Okay,
that's for
because-
the
No,
total cost
that's
of
total.
everything.
That's
But that's
total.
the original included, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the additional is 2,300?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there
This was a
should be
bill that
ARPA
did not
funds
get
in there
paid
for
because the
that.
work was not done, and now all the
Right.
ARPA funds have been dispersed, so there are no ARPA funds left. There's not even the 52 left
The
in the
reason we
ARPA
didn't
account
get
to
it done
pay.
is because the painters took so
Right.
long, and then the weather got bad,
Yeah.
and that's the reason it didn't get
So
done
the
last
52,
year. But
I'm sorry, Jim. So the 5,200, that won't be paid with ARPA money now, though, either?
No,
No.
So where are we going to take it from?
that's the big question.
General fund?
Why did we, how did we lose that?
Yeah, I thought it was in there.
It was never, the work was never done, so the bill was never paid out of ARPA funds, and then all the ARPA funds
Was recalculated.
was
in
redispersed,
November.
and this was something that was still lingering, that the money was never set aside for. That was, between the transition and prior. I don't really know, to be honest with you.
We have a motion on this.
Well, we need to decide where we want to take the money from first.
Well, that can be part of the motion.
It'll have to be the general fund, right?
Yeah.
There's nowhere else we can take it from, is there?
So what are you looking for, 2,300?
No,
75?
looking for 7530. 5,200 in ARPA money we don't have anymore.
That was decided when the money was put in the water fund and police. This wasn't,
No,
I don't
this was
remember
already,
that.
this was allocated before that.
yeah, but when you added that in there, there wasn't any money for this. It was allocated, paid for.
It wasn't put aside.
So if we didn't spend it on the tower, where did it go?
We spent it on the tower.
We did?
Paint. But on the last meeting of the old board, they took whatever was left, and this was paid for, and that was put into.
It was reallocated.
Reallocated for the water meters and the police. And I had no idea this was going on when we took the money out, or we could have put the money into this, but I was not aware of this.
I mean, I remember 150,000 from water to general. Obviously, everybody remembers that. But
And then there was like
The
80,000 that
5,200
went to the police department.
I'm sorry, what was it?
And there was like 80,000 that went to the police department.
Right.
Yeah.
That was part of this?
You guys took the remaining money that was left.
Who are you guys?
The old board, the prior board.
Us.
I'm sorry. And there was nothing left after that when I came in and added everything up. That they paid the water tower to be painted, and that wasn't included. I didn't see that in there.
So what happens if we don't do it, Mr. Day?
It'll look like hell, and eventually it's just going to deteriorate more.
I think it's important that it's done,
Yeah, it's
obviously.
getting pretty bad.
There's already big chunks missing in some
seen
spots.
He's got a lot of tuck pointing to do and grooving and everything else where there's loose chunks. So all that would be fixed at the same point in
Yeah,
time.
it's inside and out. It ain't just the
It's
outside.
not just the outside, correct. It's structural.
A lot of detail work.
Yes, yes.
All right, well, I'll make the motion that we spend $7,530 out of the general fund for the Colony Tower foundation repairs and paint work.
And I'll support it.
What line item?
I just said general fund.
I know.
What line item do you think?
Probably maintenance. Would that be a Parks and Rec thing?
No, that would not be Parks and Rec.
No, maintenance over 5,000.
We could do like miscellaneous, 265, 961, like a miscellaneous, or building repairs, but that's kind of like the one building repairs is more for like this building.
Right.
How much is in miscellaneous, Tanya?
I don't have
Oh,
the
I thought you had it
number.
there.
No, I don't have it offhand. This is just little things I was kind of putting together to come up with a plan.
Okay, Maureen has included paint work into this now.
Well, that's part of it, isn't it? 2,300 to
No,
paint? Oh.
No, it is not. That's not including paint.
Do we have a price on the paint?
I have no price on the paint at this point in time.
So this is just for the repairs of the
This is for
foundation.
repairs of the
All right,
foundation,
well,
the structure.
I'll amend my motion then, just
I'm
to
ready for paint, but
not
I'm
include
not
the
a
paint.
painter. I'm not a painter.
I'll amend the motion to not include paint.
And is the paint just for this section of the tower?
Yes, the rest of the tower.
I might have a line.
Everything from the drip ledge down is what is being repaired.
I make a motion we hold up until next meeting to figure out what
Right.
line item.
I have the line
department
items
to
here
put
if
it
you
in.
want to find it.
See if I can find it.
the amount, what the total is in there.
You weren't involved with the painting of it, were you?
No.
Today? And this came about?
So we put 10,000 in that fund for miscellaneous 101-265-961. There's 10,000.
And what account is 265?
General fund
It's buildings and
miscellaneous.
grounds.
Buildings and
265
grounds,
is
okay.
buildings and grounds.
Okay.
Well, there's enough in there then.
I still would like to hold off until we get some quotes on the painting of it, too. So let's see what the total cost is going to be.
I mean, ultimately, it needs to be
It
done,
needs
right?
to, yeah, the foundation work for this needs to be done.
I say we go ahead with this foundational issue and take care of the paint next
Well, I made
time.
the motion, we got approved, so
Yeah, got a
let's,
motion on the
let's
board.
do a roll call.
Hold on one second, I want to look at one more line.
I was told they was given enough paint to paint that. Not that I know of. I can look and see. I don't know.
So there is capital outlay over 5,000 we could use, but the projected budget is not on this paper. So I don't know what we put in that.
Lance, how big is the area that would need to be painted when this work's done?
It's 4 foot high, 90 feet around.
And around the perimeter? Okay.
Can't be that much to paint it.
No, I wouldn't think so.
We could always split it between two lines.
Yeah.
We can do, well, I mean, I don't know what we budgeted for the capital outlay over 5,000, because it's not on here.
Well, there's got to be over 5,000 anyway, though.
Yeah.
If we split it,
So
7,500.
if we split it through,
3,700 apiece.
yeah, 970, well, I don't know if we can do that then.
For the paint work, let me get some quotes and see exactly what they recommend for paint-wise. I can probably ask PCE and see what they think for the paint, and then see what we can do from there.
Yeah, it's an idea. Or we can have Parks do it.
Now I get some quotes.
I mean, we're gonna,
I mean, it's possible that possibly we can paint it. We'll see.
So we have a motion to
We do.
make the foundational repairs. We're going to take
but we
them
don't
out.
have the line item. We're going to take it from miscellaneous.
Yeah,
What's
let's,
it?
We're gonna take it from
961?
miscellaneous and get the work done, and then we can split the paint or figure that out after?
Okay, all
So
right.
that's fine, 101-265-961.
did you have support?
Tanya, what was that number again?
265-961.
I'll support.
There was already support made. Okay, hold on
All
one
right.
second. I just wanted to
Roll
make
call.
note. Tanya Hogan, yes. John DeBoyer,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard,
Yes.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Paul Cassidy,
Yes.
Jerry Golka,
Yes.
Beverly Rose.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to 1O, fire millage proposal. Apparently, we could increase the mill rate if we wanted to. It would
Increasing
reflect,
the mill rate would eliminate the deficit in the fire department. The .25 mills would bring in, generate $164,617.
Would that be a continuation yearly or just one time?
And that'd be continuation.
Is that like an exact number, or is it just an estimate with,
Well, I ran that through Bonnie with what the mills would be, and I think on the next page, somewhere in there.
Winter.
we got it. Yeah.
so it's just an estimate of what we would?
yes.
So
Okay.
I normally ask on a millage increase, based on a $200,000 home, what that would be on a monthly basis. Cost. to the
Monthly basis?
taxpayer. Taxpayer.
Well, 200 times .25, right?
Well, that would be annual, wouldn't it?
Divided
And you have
by
to divide it
12.
by 12. Can we do that without a vote of the people?
Yeah, there was up to 10 mills for both.
Oh, okay.
Not intelligently, we
On
can't.
the voted millage, you can go up to 10.
I just feel like this should have been discussed at our budget meetings the last month. Why we tackled this, the second week of our new budget. I don't quite
Well, I mean,
understand.
we talked about the deficit in the budget.
I know we did. I know we did.
And I didn't have numbers for what the mills would increase until they downloaded the new tax roll.
Well, I feel like there's other ways to manage this without increasing the millage forever.
This was just something I just put out there to get a feel what everyone wanted to do. That's just one option.
Oh, you're,
Versus one option.
yeah, $4 a month, so 4 times, so it'd be about
$50 a year.
less than, I figured $32. But would need the assessor to get that straight.
Because right now, we're going to be pulling that out of the general fund.
I mean, if the police are going to be possibly doing more, getting another $375,000 from IRA, why couldn't they lower theirs a little bit so there wouldn't be anything on the people? Only .25 mils.
There's no way the police department can operate under their mills that they have. I worked there 30 years.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
absolutely
I mean,
no
I don't
way they
think-
can. The fire department has been traditionally been underfunded
Right.
for many years. I would abstain from voting, but that doesn't mean I stop my opinion.
Okay.
I think it's premature to ask this right now. With us getting the bills and everything monthly that we're going to get on the second meeting, I think we can see what's going to happen.
Right. This is
with-
just an
with the billing.
informational thing.
Okay, okay.
Give you an option. This is one option.
Nobody likes to raise millages. You know
Exactly,
that. Nobody
exactly.
likes to.
This was just
Let's-
something I
Let's see
brought
how they go.
just to
Let's
see
see
how
what
we
they
talk
do.
about it. Right.
All right, well, I make a motion to postpone even, raising the fire millage at this
I think it was
point.
just discussion, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm making a motion to postpone it, or not approve it.
Well, it's got to be to not approve.
All right, I make a motion to not approve an increase in the fire millage at this time.
All right, second, anyone?
I second.
All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll go to 1P, Michigan Municipal League Workers' Compensation Fund Yearly Renewal. We have to divide this $12,635.
Yes, so it will be split between every department. This is just our yearly renewal bill to carry our workman's comp, which we have to have. So what the amount it is, we have to have board approval for it. So that is why this is here.
All right, any discussion? We have a motion.
I make a motion to approve the Michigan Municipal League Workers' Compensation Fund yearly renewal in the amount of $12,635 split between departments.
Support.
All right, roll call.
Some of that invoice we have that doesn't indicate 12,000. By that looking at it. Get my screen pulled up.
Yeah, it looks like 45,000.
If you look at the bottom of it, it shows like the estimated premium, and then there's a dividend credit, and then that's the estimated premium we pay is the 12,000. If you look at the very bottom, it shows.
Maybe it's cut off on the computer.
Did it cut off? I have it right here if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, it's cut off on the scan.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah.
There's no 12,000 anywhere.
Well, 12,000 over in the,
Yeah. So it's, on the bottom.
Oh, yes, so it isn't,
This is, oh, no, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Right here.
that may be the wrong document.
It might have been. Looks like I uploaded the wrong one. That was for the last one, but here's this one. So I do apologize.
45.
Yes.
No, this is 12,000.
Okay.
You'd all like to see it.
All right.
So sorry.
I'd rather have a 12,000.
Yeah, down there. And I'll send this to all of you.
Okay.
I must have accidentally pulled the wrong one.
Roll call.
Do a roll call?
Paul Cassidy,
Yes.
Jerry Gulka,
Yes.
Beverly Rose,
Yes.
Tanya Hogan, yes. John DeBoyer,
Yes.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
All right, we'll go to 1Q, discussion on resolution to require installation of a fence at Champion Auto Ferry construction site on M29. This is up for discussion.
So I would like to take note that I am not for this resolution at all, and I did receive a letter, which I believe all of us did, from Champion Auto Ferry stating that they have not even received any notices or anything in regards to putting a fence up or doing something at their construction site there. So I think we need to really go through like proper channels
Okay,
before we
so now
jump to
let me tell you my
something.
side.
What's that?
First off, I didn't come up with this. Mr. Coletta says a lot of things that aren't true.
I didn't say you did come up with it. I was
know that.
just
I'm telling
giving my
Mr.
opinion.
Coletta here.
Setting the record straight.
He's gone.
I'm after the Brysons, and I'm not. I could care less. But I want to tell you that I've twice talked to our building inspector about going over there and discussing this issue with Mr. Bryson. And on both times, he was told that he's got a game plan in place, and he's got a kind of a timetable he's working on. I honestly don't believe that, and I'll tell you why. Because last September, Mr. Bryson, Jacob Bryson, got up at a meeting and said he'd have that ferry dock done by the end of the year. And of course, that didn't happen. I had our flight guy send him a letter congratulating for having finished it. And of course, he hadn't finished it. Then we sent him this letter, and we got a response. He said, I got a new permit from the Army Corps and a new permit from Eagle. The new Army Corps was 2 more years, and the Eagle was 4 years. But that wasn't built to build the dock that he's presently building. That was to build yet another dock. So now he's using that permit to complete the work on this dock. And one of the timetables here is that he's not going to grade that out until he pulls up all that asphalt. He's not pulling that asphalt out until he's done in another 4 or 8 years or whatever it's going to be. Now, this board authorized the complaint against the ferry in, 2003 or something. It's the same situation. I put out pictures of everything, and it shows the same situation today that was back then. And the board did take legal action, and Mr. Bryson complied with the action that was taken. Personally, I don't think we need a fence. I think we need an ordinance, which I have disseminated with everyone. And that's been over a month. Everybody should have had the opportunity to read it. And I think that we should take that ordinance up at the next meeting. Now, Mr. Coletta can claim I'm targeting the Brysons, but in fact, they're the only provider right now. That ordinance will apply to anybody, not just Champion's Auto Ferry.
Well, I was going to ask that question. So we approved a new blight ordinance, correct? Recently?
Yeah, okay.
Are we following that procedure?
Well, Roman can tell you, if Roman's still here, I did ask him to send a letter, which he did. And the response was, well, I got new permits, even though that was kind of sleight of hand, because those permits are for yet another dock.
Okay,
not
and
the
if
dock
that's the
we're working
case,
on.
I understand. But if there's a violation, then let's handle it through our zoning.
There is a violation.
Okay, let's handle it through our zoning. Let's write a ticket and ask them to comply.
And then that's with Gary also. Gary and I had visited the property after we had sent the letter, like Paul had stated. We were trying to get an understanding of what they were doing to the property. One is.
What is that zone there, by the way, Roman?
Commercial.
Commercial.
Yes.
It's commercial.
It's zone commercial, but also it has a lot of variables with eagle permits and things like that. So to decipher exactly what needs to be there, that's kind of tough. You know, when they're dealing with putting in the new poles, you know, and things like that, there is a game plan, you know, and anything that we have asked to remove timely, they have removed some things. Some things have come back or got cleaned up again. Is it a perfect site? No. Can it always be improved? Absolutely. How it gets there, try to work with each other and do what's right, you know.
They're using it as a construction site, not a construction yard, not a construction site.
Sure, I'm just saying, though.
I have seen, just let me add this. John.
Okay.
Like, okay, one day, the top of a boathouse was laying out there, and I asked Roman, take a picture, and because there's no reason for that to be there.
Sure.
And that's what's been happening, is things are coming and going, but are we going to wait 4 more years before we grade out all those
No,
properties?
I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying let's follow the proper procedure. Let's go through zoning, and if there's a violation, write the ticket. I don't think handling it through a resolution at the board level for an individual property is proper. That's just my opinion.
Is it even legal?
I don't know.
Well, look, my opinion on it is, and I wrote the resolution up, is the safety issue. I mean, them
And I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
entice kids. There's all kinds of welding equipment and everything there that.
I'm just saying, we've got our policies and our ordinances in place. Let's use them and follow the proper procedure. And if that's the case, write the ticket.
I think we need to show consistency in the way we're handling things.
I just don't want to
We have these new policies.
send it out to one individual property,
Right.
create a resolution for one.
I agree.
I mean, it's either township-wide or it isn't, you know?
Yeah.
I just say other businesses don't have to follow the ordinances, so why should they?
Well, I think
And I approve that. I
Roman
mean,
has
I've
been
proved it.
doing a lot of hard work to get the township cleaned up, and I think we need to follow through with his procedures, and we need to be consistent on how we're dealing with everybody, and not just target somebody. We need to act the same way with dealing with everybody.
And the reason is ultimately, if we end up in court, then we've done it the right way.
Well,
Right.
but let me just
Then we're
add,
covered.
John, it was my intent to have Gary go over there and talk to him. I mean, I'm not looking to cause him legal problems, and he went over there a couple times and talked to him, and came out with, he's got a timetable. Well, Gary wouldn't share that with me, but he's got a timetable. But when I look at it, if the timetable's another 4 years, that doesn't work for me.
But see, Mr. Supervisor, that's where, if we write a ticket for a valid violation, there is a time limit. There's a 30 or 60-day period, correct?
I was just trying to do it informally without causing
Okay, well.
us to go to that step. If we're at that step, we take that step.
Okay.
Well, I requested a simple 3-foot-high fence, be it a snow fence, if you all know what those look like, to put that up. I asked him probably several times, and when the old board, I asked them to do the same thing, and nothing materialized. On that note, I did approach Kathy Swarkard, who was the chairman of the planning commission, as well as the planners, to come up with an ordinance concerning construction sites on major thoroughfares. I haven't seen anything yet, but hopefully she's still going to be working on that. I'd like to wait and do all of this, and maybe just get a small fence put up and resolve this issue right now, until we get an ordinance in place concerning construction sites on major thoroughfares.
I agree with you.
All right, I'll make the motion
I want
to,
one more comment. As a business person, he should be proud of his business and make it look good. Even though he's got a construction site there, he could put a fence up. There's things he could do to make it look nice. The way it looks right now, it looks like a third world country
all
over
right,
there when
I'm
we're
going
coming
to
into
make a motion
the
to
island.
postpone this until we possibly have some ordinances to consider, as far as no fence is needed at this time.
I'll second.
I would just say, though, don't we have ordinances currently that we could deal with this?
The one ordinance we got on the plate is piles can't be over a certain amount. That's the only thing when I looked at it that I saw.
Mark's talking about an ordinance with, and Paul's talking about another ordinance, so there's two possible ordinances.
The other people put a
Well,
nice fence
that's
up.
the other, that's a 8-foot fence. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about just to block the view, and not block the view of the river, but block the view of the construction
You're
site.
not gonna block it with a 4-foot fence.
No, but they gotta knock the piles down in order to do that.
Exactly.
So,
But they don't want to
That's
do
a
that
caveat.
until I pull out the asphalt.
So we got motion and support?
Yeah.
All right.
I believe they got property throughout the township, they can put that dirt in. So-
I agree with you.
Are we moving on?
Gonna vote, right?
What was your motion?
What's the motion?
My motion is to postpone this resolution at this time because we have other ordinances that are going to be
Working on them, yeah.
worked on and recommended, so no action at this time to require the installation of a fence.
Did you support?
I gave support.
Okay. Roll call?
All right, Tanya Hogan, yes. John DeBoyer.
Yes.
Maureen Bory.
Yes.
Mark Bouchard.
Yes.
Paul Cassidy.
Yes.
Jerry Galka.
No.
Beverly Rose.
Yes.
Okay, now we're at 1R, Tyson's Island wastewater treatment plant. All right, I think this is our situation. Mr. Monty has had a free hand at doing all this engineering, and we're still a long ways away from getting something done over there. Now, you've got a June 25th status report. I talked to Mr. Monty today. He wanted 2 more weeks to get us some numbers. He's put these things out to bid, and he wants some numbers. Mr. Schweikart has worked diligently on behalf of himself and the township, and they got Benish to come through, and they proposed a contract here, and I've read the contract over. Is anyone here from Benish? Oh, can you come on up here? Thank you. Here's my problems with your thing. I looked at, like, when we go to scope of services, and number 1, task, data collection, aren't we past that? I mean, aren't we past the data collection? Because if we're not, we're in a lot of hurt.
Well, if you read page 1, which is the project understanding, just underneath the map of the business district, it pretty much describes exactly what you're looking for in terms of our understanding of the project and what we'll deliver. The details of how we deliver the project is somewhat a little bit not that great of importance, but if you read about how your budget is 1.8 million, the area of service was identified in the map, so those are the things we understand that we're going to deliver. Collecting data, obviously, is something that all engineers do, so
Yeah, but
it's not
I'm
really...
looking at this, and I don't know what anybody else thinks, but to me, right now, I just want to get to a point where we go, here's what we'll get for what we're going to pay.
Yeah.
That's the contract I want to look at.
100%.
And I just want to, and if you can give us that, I'll sign it tomorrow, and I won't even ask these people on the board for their permission. I'll do it in my back office.
Well, so I think what you're asking for...
That's how I work.
Didn't you do that once before?
That's how I do things.
So I think what you're asking for is a contract, for example, from a contractor or a
Well, you gotta
design
put it
build.
out, you're gonna have to put it for bid, right?
No.
You're gonna have to know what people are gonna charge in for what, right?
No, I don't intend to bid it.
Okay, no, but I mean, we need to know what it's going to cost us. That's really the bottom line.
It's, like I said, it's on the project understanding, 1.8 million is your budget, so we're building it to the budget.
Well, we also need to know what it's going to take to maintain it, and if we need to hire employees, and what the supplies cost. I want to know that too. I mean, I know we got this grant money, so everybody's like, great, it's free, but we have to continue on. I need to know those numbers as well.
If we were to sign this contract today, what would you do over the next 2 weeks?
Over the next 2 weeks, well, it's the duration was 4 to 6 weeks, but.
I know that. I saw that.
Over that duration of our.
What would you be doing the next 2 weeks?
We'll be working with our contractor partners to go over the design, both of the truncated collection system, the routes that we'll take, the easements that need to be in place, and then the design of the treatment plant to the size of the smaller area. And then we would come back to you with a contract from them that delivers that.
Okay, but in 2 weeks, you won't have everything that you need here, right? But I'm just saying, I know, John Monty tells me in 2 weeks he'll have everything. Well, I've heard that before. So now I'm sitting here saying, well, what can you do in 2 weeks? Not to slow this down, but to keep it going. And if Mr. Monty says in 2 weeks, I've got, I need another 2 weeks, then that kind of tells us that maybe we ought to forget Mr. Monty and.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. So when I was at Project Control Engineering and we had to do this, and if I were going to come back in 2 weeks with, let's say, a revised scope, a revised design, something that I can take out to bid, right?
Yeah.
To show a contractor or many contractors that they have sufficient information to do a legitimate bid. I would need to give those contractors an additional 4 weeks at least, right? I would advertise, I would let them study it. They're not going to drop everything and jump on my bid. They're going to need sufficient time, right? So that equals 6 weeks, right? 2 weeks to come back, plus 4 weeks.
See a complete.
So in the same amount of time, I will already be going straight to the contractor's numbers and providing you with the contract that you can execute to construct the treatment plant.
Now,
I have a question, and this really bothers me a lot. With Mr. Monty and yourself, we've got a lot of money on the table. We still have an open permit with Eagle. It hasn't been resolved. I'm not in the process, or what I would be in favor of spending any more money or signing any more contracts until that Eagle permit is resolved. If it's not resolved, why continue with it?
Well, so we do have a permit in place, Mark, but the issue with Eagle is we don't know what the size of the plan is going to be, thus they can't issue a permit until they know what that criteria is, right? Am I correct, Anthony?
Yeah, I guess I could
So let's get it
elaborate.
resolved.
Well, I could elaborate, because there's multiple permits, right? So,
Well, I'm talking about the
I know
Part
Monty's
41.
working on
Yes,
that Eagle permit. He is supposedly, that's in the hopper, that he's applied for that, he's waiting to hear. Maybe Mr. Schweikart could give us more info on that.
Does this mean we have 1.7 left in this budget for horses and sewer, or 600?
Really starting to get people I talked to today, sense my frustration at least, is it's going to be 2 more weeks with John.
That's what's left, I believe.
7 weeks ago, here he said in 2 weeks he'd have it done. I talked to him the day after that meeting.
So that's where we have to come in,
And he
total
said he needed
cost.
more time. He showed
Because
up
this
with
is
these
the
gentlemen
activity with
here at that
600,000, we
meeting,
only had two.
and he could have got up and talked, he got up and left. And then he said 2 weeks more, and now we're 3 weeks farther down the road, he's saying 2 weeks more. If these gentlemen, we present a proposal, I've talked to Paul about it, we'll give them the 20 grand. You're out nothing. You can turn it over to, because this is going nowhere in over 2 years. We'll pay it. You don't have to. You've got no risk. What is the problem here?
well,
I'm looking at the budget here, these numbers, and I don't understand at the bottom, like, he's saying it's 1.8 million, it looks like we spent 600,000 last year, that was the activity on it.
172 of it is in an account at LG.
We have a credit with Elgin Will.
Yes.
We gained interest, because this has lasted 2 years, of $80,000.
Right.
So we have 1.8, it looks like we have maybe 1.7.
With the credit we do, yes.
And we can't go the next permit level because we don't have something to hand the Eagle to tell them how much land we use. So
And
they
we're
can't
still-
give it to us. We have to hire an engineer. Senator Hertel sent me the last text today, is Eagle wants a drawing to know what they're giving the permit for. No one's given us that drawing.
The other thing is, Mr. Hertel, Senator Hertel, is working on getting a waiver for the mitigation. That's a couple $100,000.
Sure, that helps.
Now, but if this comes in and all the money, and we gotta pay an extra $200,000, I'm gonna vote for Mark to come up with the $200,000.
But keep in mind, this number on this quote does not include the construction of the plant itself. So that's where it's going to be difficult for us to come in under this 1.7 or whatever the number is that we have left.
We've already given Monty, it looks like $211,000. He's gotten the lion's share of the money.
So Bruce's partner, Bob, he alluded to something in the public comment, and I think that's something to do with me explaining a little bit of how the pathway forward can be when you're trying to, you have money to do a foundational plant and collection system, but then what's the pathway forward after that, right? Who's going to carry on that torch to try to build that business district, get other people to incentivize them to come in to make that project worthwhile? And so I shared a example that I recently did in South Dakota, in Deadwood, which is a famous town, Deadwood Lead, up in the Black Hills. And what they did is they created a nonprofit. That nonprofit, it's called the Deadwood Lead Economic Development Corporation. You can visit their website. They went and applied for USDA rural development money as a pass-through. So what they do is they get money from USDA. They are able then to provide loans to businesses that want to move into that business district. And so that provides then additional revenue incentives.
There's not enough business there, Anthony.
Right, I'm just saying that maybe that's why that idea was presented. But the whole concept of being able to deploy the money that you have and then try to work forward, if you don't spend what you have, it's going to hurt in future applications for more money. So I think that's why they feel there's an urgency, because, that's at risk,
It's
right?
an emergency because they've waited forever.
Mhm.
That's why.
So, and some of the problem is, it's costing us the.
Yeah, I know that. I
But
know
nobody
it.
seems to care about that.
Well, I know that. And
I don't think it's a lack of care. I think it's a lack of, we got to figure out how you're going to pay for it, right? I mean, everybody wants to see it happen.
Well, and we've already
If we make a
spent,
commitment to spend the $2 million, and we got this deal going in that, and at the end of the project, someone comes in and says, here's your $200,000 bill for wetland mitigation, what do we do then? What are we going to do then?
Sure.
now, with switching companies, all the money we've already spent on products and equipment and all that, is that just like gonna be a wash, or can we use the stuff we've already purchased? Because we have
Well,
stuff
He
that
said
has been.
he said we have a credit.
There's
we
a
can
credit
use
with the
it.
plant products, yeah.
I've mentioned this several times, regardless who builds it, because of the line item that the governor signed, it has to be LG Wheel. The same person is going to supply the plant, whether a fourth person comes in. And LG Wheels agreed to hold that money for whatever we build, they'll add it towards.
Yeah.
What we'd be out is engineering costs to this point. That's what we'd be out.
If we go vote on this.
With the
If we
rush.
switch.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I mean, you've gotten an MPDS permit, a discharge permit. Within that, I imagine 211,000. So some of that money went towards getting your permit, which would have had to happen anyways. Also, some of the work towards the wetland mitigation would have happened and gotten paid for through that money. So you did get something for the money that you spent with PCE. It's just a matter of now, when you're talking about the permit, Mark, that permit requires construction drawings. But if the plant's significantly changed in size and scope, then you basically have to prepare that first before you could even apply for a Part 41.
You got it in here, the 1.8 million?
Yeah, page 1, under
one?
project understanding, where there's a map. There, you'll see a map of Sans Souci, then you know you're on that
Oh,
page.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
you're
towards the
talking
back, yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Yep, the bottom paragraph, below the
Yep.
map. Yeah, so I wouldn't feel buyer's remorse for what's been spent so far. It's a difficult situation when you had $2 million for a wastewater treatment plant in 2022, and now you got to do, in 2025, a wastewater treatment plant and a collection system for the same amount of money, so.
And build the plant.
Yeah, you have to do both. Yeah, we thought back then that we would be able to get additional funding to have a collection system, so.
I mean, I think when I was on the previous board, it was supposed to be operational by the end of '24.
That's,
And, I mean, there's not even a shovel in the ground.
so the gentleman you see in front of you right now speaking is the one who promised we'd have that done, which is why I returned from South Dakota to try to make good on that promise.
Oh, you're the problem, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's why
I'll take
I-
responsibility for that, yeah.
This is kind of the language here just says, this is how much we got left. There's nothing in here that says this is what it's going to get done for. That was my problem.
Right.
But that is what we would do.
That is the problem. I mean, the future costs are unknown at this point.
So we got to do something.
Anthony,
Mhm.
can you just do the project at 1.8 for at least the commercial businesses, which line item was for original?
Yes.
Include building the plant?
Yep.
It won't be the plant that you saw before.
No, it's
Yeah.
going to be a downsized plant.
Down.
Yes.
As long as it's functional.
And-
Well, we're offering-
The
Bottom line.
contract that passes equal.
We're offering to operate it too under a 3 or 4 year contract. So it won't be a headache because we would be giving that to ourselves.
Well, what's that going to cost? I mean, this is the question I've been asking
Yeah.
for years. What's it going to cost
So,
It was in your paperwork.
to operate it?
Yeah.
Absolutely, you said 24,000 a year. I told them to put in 36 to make sure it's covered.
Yeah.
Then we would take it amongst the commercial people, pay a monthly.
So how do we know that number? How do we know that number though, Bruce? Because you don't know and you don't know,
I
or
estimate
anybody
Among
knows.
other plants.
Yeah, but, no, I understand that. But we don't know what our sampling requirements are going to be. You don't know if you've got to go there 1 time a week, if you've got to go there 5 times a week.
We already operate plants.
We don't know,
Well, I
Anthony,
can
do we
tell
know
you
what
this.
our sampling requirements are going to be?
well, we
John,
would
I gotta-
propose to
John, I
autos.
got to believe that, while we're not looking to, create expenses, but at this point, I think
That's what I'm saying, until we have a permit and we know the size of the plant, we don't know what those expenses are.
No, I know that.
So I operate.
Is that going to be a deal breaker? Well, I mean,
How
how
many-
much could it possibly?
how many customers are you funding?
No, you know this more than we do.
But we've only got a small amount of
I
customers
think
over
that's
there.
all we're
He
going to
was
have.
talking about that they were going to fund,
Probably only
Mrs.
going to,
Swiker, didn't you say that the business district was going to pay the funding
What?
for the
For the
operating?
plant, the plan was that each business owner would pay, like, we haven't picked a number yet, but $100 say a month, and then it'd be on water usage, which would still make us the highest paying into it, that we would pick it up. Just like any other water bill, except we would have to pay off the
well, then we need 20 businesses, and there's not 20 over
Hold
there
it.
for 24 grand. right?
We are now paying $100,000 a year for
I
our
see.
waste,
We pay
plus
30.
for our water.
I see the $8,000
Come on,
checks you're bringing.
it's that easy.
Yeah, this doesn't block me from voting for it. The cost of running it would not stop me at
A
this point.
plant our size,
But I
what would
will
it
say
cost to
this.
run a year?
Well, so I run a plant.
If we can get.
He has experience doing this.
Yeah,
Oh, I understand that. He knows it.
How much does it cost to run a plant this size?
So like you said, about $35,000 a year is the hourly for an
Even if we
operator.
pick up the whole thing, which we were not going to, but we would still be way ahead of the game.
35,000 a year, Anthony, is what your estimate is?
$3 grand a month.
We have a composite auto sampler that's located at at all our facilities that do the sampling. So we only have to maintain a 1 weekly visit. There's an automatic sampler that rotates, and it's scheduled to take a sample every day, and it creates a weekly composite that's required for the permit. And so we would do that for every parameter in the permit. And your permit, I've seen, it's not that stringent, so.
That's $3 grand a month, and there's, I mean, you have to ask 6 businesses to pay 500.
We pay $100 grand a year now out of the bar.
I-
If we had to pay that ourselves, we're still 60,000 ahead. You seem to be missing.
Well, but you said you're going to pay $100 a month.
this is a
Then you
responsibility of
pay on the water
ours.
usage.
For sure it is. For sure it is.
Pardon me? It is,
It's a responsibility for us, and she's questioning.
it is a responsibility for us, Bruce, and it's not fair. I know $36,000 is cheaper for you, but if the store doesn't want to pay, and the Island Grind doesn't want to pay, and then you have to pay it all, you know, that's not fair.
They have given me the authority, all the businesses in San Souci, the Grind, talked to Mr. Rizzo today too.
To pay $500 a month?
They won't pay $500 a month. Listen, we were paid $100 a month, then it's on the water usage. If we use the most water, we pick up, say $20,000 is left. We use 80% of the water, we give $16,000 to you to run the plant.
I think maybe what would help you is if they were to help by creating a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, on how that costs of operation is going to be covered. That way you see from them a commitment in writing, and that way you know what the other business owners, what's being covered by that business, right? It might be helpful.
Aren't we putting the cart before the horse? Don't we need to know the costs, and then the township draw up the fee schedule, and they agree to it?
Yes, the whole thing is this, at this point, do we hire them to move forward? That's the issue. Well.
My problem is we don't know what our costs are gonna be.
Well, yeah, but.
Well, the move forward is it's 20 grand, right?
It's $20,000.
And to make it easy for you, we offered to pay him that 20 grand. What can you lose? But the one thing I will
Who's
tell
we,
you-
Bruce? You guys?
Me and Bob.
The bar?
Yeah. And the one thing I would want, though, is from you guys, that if he can do this plant for the money that's left, then he gets the contract, because what we're kind of worried, this keeps dragging out. I can't say this enough, I've talked to John a lot at PCE, but we're 2 years down the road, and look where we're at.
No, I understand.
Well, do you understand?
3 years. I think it's 3 years.
It's not
Yeah,
our
you've been very
We're
patient.
on 22 on this.
Listen,
Well, you know,
if
we
he
went
can
into
give us
this
a
thing-
guarantee that he's not going to spend more than what
2
it
years.
costs to build this, I say we allow him to give us
If he
his.
does all the engineering on that, I don't want to see it go to another contractor to take his work to do it.
I agree
Well,
with you.
Well,
Oh, yeah, we
See,
agree.
it's all part of life, too.
but,
We're not-
but that's an issue, that's an issue too, really, because I've never seen a contract for infrastructure, and I don't care who designs it, whether it's Benesh or PC, but the typical procedure is the engineer designs, and then it's put out for bid.
This isn't the typical position.
But do you understand why it's put out for
Absolutely.
bid?
That's the way I would have done it.
This is,
I wouldn't have taken
the
$2 million
contractor is
for
telling
that.
us what he's gonna, how he's gonna charge us and what the finance is.
I wouldn't have taken a penny here without knowing those numbers.
The grant
So we're
probably
already past
requires
that,
bids.
though.
The grant,
No, it doesn't.
that,
You can talk to Senator Pell on that. It
The
does not
grant-
require a bid. It requires the project be completed.
do you know that?
Yep. Yeah, so
Not a grant, it's a line item. It's a completely different thing.
This was an
We-
appropriation.
we never engaged in those types of contracts in the past here at Clay Township. So, yeah, I do.
Anywhere? Anywhere?
Yeah, other places where.
Really?
We talked about doing public-private partnerships in the past here in this region. We didn't really do any CMGCs or progressive design builds or anything like that, but other people were doing them. Detroit actually did one for its biosolids facility down there. And a lot of that has to do with the uniqueness of the technology that gets deployed. And so then they have to bid it. So like when they did the biosolids facility in Detroit, they had to dry out the solids, so there was different drying technologies, and each one had its own almost proprietary information that was associated with it, right? So they had to provide those contracts as design builds because they couldn't design it and then bid out the design and it's completely their own. I have situations in South Dakota with water tanks, glass fused steel water tanks, and there's only one potential bidder given, U.S. steel, American iron and steel requirements and things. So then it basically becomes everybody that's GCing the work is using the same tank manufacturer and installer, right?
Yeah, but
So-
I'm talking about the construction part, Anthony.
Yeah, so that is where you would fall into like a progressive design build type scenario because the collection system is more traditional than the treatment plant itself. And so that could move forward at a faster pace. You would show the area of impact of that for your environmental clearances, like your Part 41. And then you would apply for a permit for the plant itself. And that itself can be done in a different trajectory, because that's proprietary technology that we're sizing accordingly. So it really just depends on the situation. This is a strange appropriation because it calls out a specific technology, so it's almost actually begging for an alternative delivery method, unfortunately.
So did we already commit to PCE for more engineering, the board?
What he told me is he's going to hit, I don't think he needs to do anymore. He put it out to get numbers from contractors. That's what I'm told. That's what he told me.
He told me that today too, that he should have solid numbers for us within 2 weeks on what the cost will be.
He told you that when, today?
This morning, yeah.
I just thought we made a vote to give him, like, I don't know, 600 grand in engineering. I thought we voted to do that. Not us, but maybe the previous board.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know anything about that.
Last year's board, you had a contract pay-as-you-go for $700,000.
That's what I thought, so are we gonna?
So there is engineering.
Are we gonna be, yeah, but I mean, are we gonna be on the hook for that 700,000 if we switch?
Well, I think some of it's already spent.
Well, yeah, 210. You seen it.
Did they sign a contract with
It
him?
was pay-as-you-go.
Yeah, that pay-as-you-go, we pay you when. If we stop now, we walk away. But, see what you just said.
The engineering fees, 210,000 we paid.
I wish you would have stayed 3 weeks ago, but for at least 7 weeks now, it's 2 weeks.
So there's where we're at right now.
And at what point do you call?
Yeah. I just am wondering, are we gonna be on the hook?
We're willing to pay him the 20 grand to keep going. If
Well,
you can't do a
he'd be making a mistake to take legal action against us, I will tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, because if the board approved it, I mean, I'm just
I don't know.
putting everything out there. I mean, I want it to get done, and I want it to get, within our budget.
Right now is this, do we want to move forward with Penich and give him a couple weeks, we'll see where Monty is in a couple weeks, but they could get started, or do you not?
Well, it's only the 20 grand, I mean, I don't know.
I think it's worth spending that.
I think it's worth spending the 20 grand to
Think it's worth it?
let them get going.
I do, because this is, this one-page document that I got on up to date, took them 2 years to do.
Right.
Come on,
Yeah.
come on.
Right,
Well,
so-
I will tell you this, the only thing I'd like to see change in this contract is that the way you've worded page 1 on that, it's like an observation as opposed to an agreement.
Okay.
Says we recognize there's 1.8 million left. Okay. Make
We
a
really
commitment,
only have 1.7 left, but yeah.
make a commitment that you'll do it for that.
So you want a more clear
Well,
language
I'll
saying
draft some
designing to the $1.8 million budget. Does that sound better? Okay.
So does that mean that this original one that we got, Anthony,
Oh, okay.
which was a combined bid from Benesh and DVM, for 1.4, that's out the window?
So that had, no, that was if you wanted to go with financing from DVM. So that was not on
Well-
the table. Yeah.
Wasn't it total?
Yeah, put that in there.
It was feasibility study, it was design, it was construction engineering, inspection, and commission phase. Which was a total of 1.4. But that also said it did not include LG Wheel Supply, which we know there's a credit there, or installation costs or the build of the plant.
Yeah, so
Is that right?
that gets you to 1.8.
So
But
we have
there
that
was-
additional cost that's going to come.
Well,
What are we going to do?
the different, no, so,
That's what's
So is the 1.8 cover everything?
yes,
A
So-
complete operating plan?
correct.
That's a plant built on site?
With the collection system and the whole shebang.
For the business district, yes.
And it can hook up.
A lot, John, in the last little bit, is that at one point, brought it up to John Monty, that LG Wheel was willing to do a containerized, and they actually leased them for like $3,500 a month. And I said, no, it's supposed to be a greenhouse. But this thing is shrunk down because at one point there, every time we do this, and all we have to do is the 7 with the line item we got from the state. All we have to do is the commercial.
Okay.
I'm talking to Kevin Bertel, he's saying, when did it get, outside of that?
So I got a question along the line. So the way I understand it, the scale-down design that John was working on is for a 5,000 gallon per day plant. That's the smallest plant
I don't
that
know.
LG Wheel offers, is that?
I don't know if John's working on that, but I do know that
No, so my question
you
is,
can
is the
downsize.
5,000 GPD the smallest plant that LG Wheel offers?
Well, yeah, you can go lower than that even.
LG Wheel offers one smaller
Of course.
than
Yeah.
5,000?
Yeah, the wheel's only 18 inches in diameter, so the area of the wheel dictates the amount of gallons per minute that it can handle. And so the amount of wheels you put, the amount of wheels in a row, that all dictates
Because
it.
this says this is
It's
the
very
smallest
simple.
LG Wheel wastewater treatment unit available.
So LG...
That's why I was,
Yeah, so LG Wheel, in the category of secondary treatment that it is called an MBBR. And what that means is that it has a contact surface that bacteria is able to grow on, and then that bacterial growth becomes food for the algae. So the one individual wheel, and if you've seen those pictures, can run on its own, right? You have a treatment plant with one wheel, right? So it's how you put those wheels in a basin, how you give them air, and how you organize them in a configuration that dictates the gallons per minute. Algae Wheel's done treatment plants overseas in Egypt and Malaysia that are really small. They've done one with me outside of Chicago that's just for digestate, so it's even smaller. It does side stream treatment. So it really depends a lot how you configure it and what you feed it and what your goals are in reduction. And sometimes the algae has a hard time growing as well because, for example, in digestate, it's very potent, so you got to aerate more. So the more air you get, it doesn't allow, it's like scouring all the time. So all those little things come into play when you're putting those wheels together with that aeration system to make that work. And that's just secondary treatment, right? So we're delivering a treatment plant. So the treatment plant involves the initial solids dealing, the secondary treatment, the polishing at the end, which is filtration, and then disinfection. So algae wheel is one component that has to be there, but how you put those pieces together will dictate if you can make that budget or not. So it's oversimplification to say, the gallons per minute, right?
And when I mentioned to John that there was containerized versions of this, or the leak, he said, how come nobody told me that? And I said, you're the engineer, you're the one talking to LG Wheel. And LG Wheel, the salesman's the one who told me.
right.
Yeah, the rental thing is a thing that I developed with the CEO of LG Wheel for the Bakken oil fields, so that's something very new.
But that's not what we're looking at over in Harson's Island.
No. It would be a standing plant, because you're going to own it. Well, it'll be owned by the people of the township or whoever it's serving, right? I don't know how that'll end up, but it's not a rental, right?
No, right.
That would not qualify, I think,
I mean, in
for
April,
appropriation.
PCE met with the wastewater treatment operator to find out, ongoing plant operation expenses. That was April, May, June, July. We still don't have that information either from him. You're saying 35,000, so,
Well, he operates these plants.
Yeah,
He has many
yeah.
of these plants, he operates them. He
Right.
has a very good handle on what it costs to operate at this size of a plant.
I'm just saying, we've been waiting months from PCE too, so,
And he's also saying for 1.8, he can have it done.
right.
Turn the key and make it go. And all he's asking for is a $20,000 check to get turn on the machine.
And I know I got the head shaking there, but what I really want is if he takes it that way and he can produce it, because we're at 2 years now, and I am not griping because I like John Monty, but if he can do it, then he gets the job.
Well, I know that's what you'd like.
Well,
I don't know that, I don't think anybody on this board can make that kind of promise.
Yeah, I mean, the board has to
But
approve it.
we're
They can't
reasonable
take the
people.
technology to, with.
Yeah,
comes
well,
up
I
with.
understand.
So should we make a motion?
Gotta keep in mind it
Nobody
started
has
at
made a
$2
motion.
million
Huh?
No one's made a motion.
$2 million project.
You make the motion, Paul.
Hold on.
You want to make it?
Afraid to get caught.
What are we making? Who's making the motion and what are we?
doing?
That we would sign an agreement with Benish to spend $20,000 to have them provide a contract, obviously guaranteeing that the price won't exceed 1.8 million.
I'll make that motion.
You want to make it?
Yeah, I'll make it.
Okay. Anybody second?
Full support.
Okay.
So I've got a question. If it exceeds 1.8 without a bid, then what do we do?
I don't know. What are we going to do?
I'm
We're
just saying.
at that point right now. Aren't we, John? I mean, what are we?
Well,
gonna
and
do
we're not
now?
committed. That's my question.
We'll put in hard writing, you'll do that job before.
Yeah, I'm going to add designing to the $1.8 million budget.
I know, and we increased this problem, we're trying to fix it.
I understand that. I agree with you 100%.
Well, what we're doing-
Senator Ortell to see, he thinks he could come up with some more money.
Well, 200 grand in mitigation relief will help, definitely, but
Well, what we're
Well,
doing
but he
today
thinks
is
he
just
could come
spending,
back If it's not outrageous for more money.
well, what we're doing today is just spending the 20 grand.
Your brother got Chesterfield $5 million
Good luck.
for his road.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you know if Lisa McLean is working with you or with Jay? Or her
all I can tell you is good luck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what we're doing today is just spending the 20 grand. We're not signing anything for 1.8 million.
Right.
And then we
And
gotta
are
look at
are
that
you guys
contract.
paying the 20 grand or is the township?
All right, well,
You guys gotta tell me how the motions go.
we'll do a,
Gotta tell
I
me
got
what we're
one question.
doing.
How many residential units will this system hold?
it's going to cover about 7 total places.
Businesses.
Compared to
7
what-
businesses.
Compared, okay, that's good, that's good. Compared to what we had before, how many more?
Mark?
Oh, they said
excuse me,
15,
getting
they
back
said-
to where it originally was. This is a design that Senator Hertel got the money for.
So it is
And
expandable, right? Expandable?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So are we, is the township
She wants to
spending the
know
money?
who's paying.
We're gonna take it out of the grant money.
We are.
They're already paying 10 grand a month.
I'm just trying to make the
Yeah,
motion
I
how
don't
it's
have
supposed to
to
be.
show
I don't want them to spend.
They spent enough money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Okay. Where am I? John DeBoyer,
Nothing personal, Anthony, but no.
That's fine, John.
Maureen Bory,
Yes.
Mark Burchard,
Yes.
Paul Cassidy,
Yes.
Jerry Galka,
Yes.
Beverly Rose,
Yes.
Tanya Hogan, yes.
All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
You know, when I go into San Souci to have dinner, I stay away from the bathroom.
We got an outhouse to try to help that now.
Okay, we got 1S, OHM. Mark, you're interested in OHM?
I am. I would requested have them come in and give us a update and at least a overview of Phase 1 and Phase 2 for the proposed ferry. I'd like to have them come here and show us what they have done with paperwork and diagrams and overhead, whatever the case may be. I would like to know so we can move forward if that's what you want to do.
I think my recollection when I talked to them is that they were going to provide us with a finished copy in July. So what I'm thinking is if it's not, we don't have it by the next meeting, let's do that.
Okay, let's
All
do it.
right?
Yeah, let's do it within 30 days.
Okay.
All right.
But they did tell me they'd have a finished copy.
Are they gonna come in and kind of like
No, they're
present
just
it a
gonna
little
give us
bit and
the
explain?
study. You have to understand
The
it.
study will be done,
Okay.
right? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yep, that's what I'm told.
All right.
So we're giving them we have to have something within 30 days?
Yeah, what just, you want to table it? Just table it?
Yeah, we'll table it.
Table it to the next meeting.
That's fine.
All right?
Okay. So we're gonna postpone until the next meeting.
Yeah.
Who made the motion? Mark? Who seconded?
Also,
All right. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I guess we're at, what are we at, public comment? Public comment?
Tired of hearing about OHM Advisors feasibility contract? Me too. But what's even worse is watching this board throw thousands of our taxpayer dollars on an illegal contract, hoping we'll just move on. Trustee Mark recently admitted he doesn't even know who OHM is or why we're paying them thousands. Months after Cassidy signed a contract in secret outside of a public meeting on December 30th, a trustee still has no idea what this company is doing. Let's be clear, this contract was never approved by the board and under the law that makes it unenforceable. Yet our clerk keeps including OHM's invoices in with legitimate bills payable as if nothing's wrong. That's not clerical oversight, that's complicity. Regarding an OHM invoice, Cassidy said we can ask for a clearer bill. Let me save everyone time. It doesn't matter how clear the invoice is. If the contract wasn't legally authorized, this township is not obligated to pay a dime. Any vote to approve these payments is illegal. I've spoken at meetings since December laying out the facts. Now more of my time is required for active and ongoing communications with multiple government oversight agencies about this board's conduct. For those of you not directly involved in the cover-up, it is now your time to take action. Demand a vote to end all OHM payments. Silence and feigned ignorance will not shield anyone once accountability catches up. I've been asked to preserve all communications and continue submitting updates as new information surfaces. The record already shows attempts to justify unlawful actions. Tanya, in February, you told me you hadn't seen the OHM contract, but that you heard about it. You didn't reveal what you knew before voting began at the March 6 sham vote and actually refused to vote. Yet you continue to process OHM's invoices like everything is above board. Maureen, you requested reimbursement for a mailing that never had board approval. Was that legal? And other board members, was it legal for you to approve that reimbursement? Trustees John, Mark, and members of the public have repeatedly requested that OHM be placed on the agenda, and yet nothing. Why? I have spoon-fed this board every fact about this illegal contract, so none of you can claim ignorance. It's time for me to stop talking and for you to take action. Make the motions, take the votes, let the public see who is standing up for Clay Township and who isn't.
Good evening. I'm going to spare you the 3-minute rant. I'm going to just get right to it. I had an unfortunate altercation with Mr. Harold Bain right outside after the last Planning Commission meeting where I tried to, based on what Roman said, try to handle things peacefully, and it didn't go peacefully. A few of you have got the email. I also sent it to the Chief of Police. I just want to reiterate, all I'm asking for is for HIDO to follow the bylaws. You make the zoning board, you make the Planning Commission, you guys follow, everyone has to follow their bylaws. Their first meeting motion said quarterly meetings. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. But the way Harold Bain responded outside, I'm a public commenter. I'm a whistleblower. I see something wrong. I come to you. I come to the Planning Commission. I come to the zoning board. Nobody does anything. I'm not going to stop until I see these meetings. I can't walk up and down South Channel without someone stopping me and saying, hey, you're that guy. We like what you're doing. So I owe it to the people to continue doing this. Go ahead, I challenge any one of you to ask AI, is it weird, is it unusual for a transportation authority to have one meeting in 17 months? I challenge you, go ahead, look it up. They start getting into open meeting acts and criminal things. I don't want to get into criminal things. All I want is him to do his job. Because it's very suspicious for a man to have all these meetings and then all of a sudden suddenly stop like that after the people reject his millage. So I'm asking you, you people don't want to see my ugly face. I don't want to have to do these 3-minute rants. I'm begging you. Talk to Harold Bain. have them resume regularly scheduled meetings with open public comments. Because if you don't, I'm going to have to go stage 2. Mr. Cassidy knows for a fact I was close friends with Harold Bain. I know things that you guys don't want the public to know. And I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying I don't want to have to go to stage 2. So please, talk to Harold. Have him have regularly scheduled quarterly meetings with open public comments. Mark, you sit on the planning commission with him. Talk to him. Because this smells funny. The fact that he's just completely abandoned people like this after they rejected the millage. I'm not asking him to walk across North Channel. I'm not asking him to park South Channel. I'm asking him to follow his own meeting motions and his own bylaws. So please, you won't see me again as long as you can sit here and make him have his quarterly, regularly scheduled meetings with open comments. Thank you for your time.
Artie Bryson, 8356 South Channel. I'm friends with Mark and Anthony. I don't know you guys in the back, but hi, and the people from the bar and everything. We're all friends. I'm glad you're trying, that this algae wheel project has to get done, and it really needs to get done. I'm just wondering, because I didn't know they were going to be here today. You amended the agenda. Was Project Control even invited? Because you were doing a lot of talking for them, and if this was, I think they should have been invited also. That's all. Thank you.
Any other public comments?
Oh, let's go home.
Okay, board comments, Mr. DeBoyer?
Just welcome to Madison. Welcome aboard, and thank you to Jerry Doan and Bill Cope for many, many years of service. They were both two great employees, and thanks for your service and good luck in retirement.
Maureen?
Same.
Mark?
Yeah, same thing. Congratulations to Madison and Matthew, Coach, and Madison Beth for attending will be attending the Police Academy. I look forward to seeing them when they come back and give us regurgitate some of the things that they learned. Mike, if you can do that, it'd be cool. And I'll follow up with a couple of ordinances. Thank you.
Gary, anything?
Just the same with John and Mark said. Congratulations and everybody.
Bev?
Worked with Bill Cope for a long time. He's going to leave a big hole in the department, but congratulations on retirement. But as you know, it doesn't always work for everybody. Jerry Doan also, he was a star employee. Welcome, Madison. I'm excited that there's going to be 2 new police officers in Clay. I'm excited the township is moving forward. Congratulations for yours, too. I'm glad to see things moving.
I pretty much have the same thing. Congratulations to our 3 new people, and Jerry and Bill are going to be missed. That's all I have to say. They were a big part of this township, and they will be missed.
Okay, we all agree upon that. We have a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.